Yemelea riara, yemelea ra, yemelea riara, cantor de yamacha, zave zava, mele mela, inde onla, ondalma. Yemelea riara, yemelea, yemelea riara, cantore yamacha, zawa zawa, meleana, indalama, ondalama. Mas genau. Se der mina frente que passa qua samba que samba está samba mistu e marque tu samba te play velo. Moro num país tropical, oben quando poteus el bonito ba natureza, mas quebe ferveu tem carnaval tenor fusca velado sufa tenor can nega cham teresa some baby su menino de mentila dama tienda santa mas assim feliz da vida pode nada nunca no. Moro num país tropical, broken. I have to admit that it I had thought like, oh, I should do commentary on my music videos, but I always thought like I live in such an unusual part of the world that if I talk just like I would talk normally when I'm out in public here in Sacramento, California. Sacramento is the most, well, it's known as the most diverse city in the entire world. And other places might dispute that, but I think it's true. It is, it's more diverse than San Francisco, it's more diverse than Oakland, and it's even per capita, it's even more diverse than Los Angeles. And I was born in Los Angeles in 1966, and when I was born in Encino, in the valley, um, bossa nova music was very, very, very popular, and that's because um, in 1964 there was this collaboration album between João Gilberto and Astrud Gilberto, his wife, and Stan Getz, who Stan Getz was the coolest of the cool jazz saxophone players and American, and they were um, what is it? There was the bossa nova movement in Brazil was like happening in the 1950s, and so Joao's first album came out in 1958 when he was by himself. I don't think he was with Astrud yet at that point, but he was like the Brazilian Elvis. I mean, he he was just wildly popular, very good looking dude, you know, young dude, and so what bossa nova was, at least my understanding, which is I'm not the person to speak on the history of bossa nova per se, but it was such a big deal in LA when I was young, and my especially like my dad was way into it and listened to the Getz Gilberto album a lot when I was a little kid, and we were way into the hi-fi. We moved up to Northern California. What was that? 1969, and so after that, I wasn't like where I grew up in Northern California was not quite as diverse as LA, must say. Um, but it was on the stereo all the time. The main thing in LA, like jazz music was more popular in Los Angeles than rock and roll was. And all the rock and roll music that came out of LA, all the session musicians were jazz musicians who had been like famous jazz musicians during like the big band era. So when bossa nova came along, it was what was it? They had guitars like this in Bahia State in Brazil, and they're called like they had like three different kinds. I mean, one of them I think had three strings, and and then there's this one. They had one a ukulele. This is a Hawaiian kala ukulele. But this four-string guitar was brought to Hawaii by Portuguese sailors, like around I don't know 1880 or something like that, and I think they kind of like changed kind of the tone of it to make it kind of. This has got a very I don't know if I'm using the right word, like a sonorous kind of very sort of dark tone to it. And then I have this other one. This is the kala. And then this is the Pomai Kai. And this one has a slightly brighter tone, but I think that of these, that you know, this one just kind of sounds more serious. They had these little guitars in Bahia, and Bahia was populated by they had slavery in Brazil. So for like 200 years during all the samba or like carnival celebrations, you know, these are people who didn't have a lot of money, but they had like one person who would be strumming this four-stringed little guitar, and they'd be strumming, and they'd changing the chords like crazy, and they would play. They're changing the chords so fast, and they weren't even allowed to read or write, but they just they didn't write it down. They didn't. It was a folk tradition, like folk music we have in the USA, a folk tradition that went on for like I don't know, 200 years or something like that, of people playing, and there being like a big procession with all this like African drums and stuff like that. And they're having a big old samba carnival, and they'd have somebody strumming this little guitar. And they have six-string guitars, of course, like in Brazil and anywhere in the world that's influenced like by Spain or Portugal. They have these little classical style guitars. This is like a little mini classical guitar. Sounds like a classical guitar. But they didn't write down the music. They weren't allowed to write down the music because slaves were not allowed to write. So in the 1950s, right around the time that João Gilberto became popular, they were really into writing down these chord progressions that had been devised over a very, very, very long period of time by these African slaves who had come from West Africa, where there was a tradition of playing like harp. What is it called? A kora, I think. And so they already had, how far did that tradition go back? Playing the kora, I don't know, thousands of years probably. Anyway, they had these Portuguese little mini guitars, and there would be like one guy. And if you listen to samba music now, it's just kind of like we're having a good time, and we have one person that's strumming ching 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 ching, the little guitar, and then you have like 50 people playing drums, and they're all dressed up in like carnival outfits, which are like the craziest looking things that you've ever seen. And we have carnival, like we have carnival in Sacramento, we have it in San Francisco, of course in Los Angeles. It's a big thing. Portuguese culture is big in California because, well, for many reasons, but when right after the gold rush, when California was well, it wasn't even, yeah, it was part of the USA at that point, but it had been part of Mexico, and it had been part of Spain, and we still have all the buildings from then, and the imprint of the Spanish culture is very, very deep, but this imprint of Portuguese culture is also deep in California because of all these farmers that came, especially to the Central Valley area after the gold rush, and set up farms. And if you look at where they came from, because they all came from the Azores, which is an island chain in the Atlantic Ocean. If you look at pictures of the Azores, the way the farms look, and also like they have like vineyards set up on the top of hills, they just look exactly like what the vineyards look like in Carmel Valley, and also like especially Russian Ridge along Highway 1, which is just kind of west of like San Mateo. Looks exactly like how they do the land management in the Azores. And people don't know, because what was like 1870 or something like that. People don't really know about how deep the Portuguese influence is in California, because the Azorians were totally fully Caucasian. And they look, I kind of think that a lot of them were like British people who had like who were like getting away from England and changing their nationality. Anyway, they're tend to be Azorians, at least the ones that I've known. I was raised in part by a Portuguese lady, because when I was young, a little kid, my both of my parents worked, and we had a housekeeper, cleaning lady, nanny lady, Mrs. Roa, who was Portuguese. So I learned many of the values I have now from this lady. And so it took me a long time to figure out that I knew how to speak Portuguese, and that's because I had a friend. I don't want to name any names. I knew a man who was learning Portuguese, and he went to Portugal as a missionary. And this was in like 1991 or something like that. And so he was around a lot and he was learning Portuguese. So every time I saw him quite often, he would be going like, oh, this is how you pronounce this is how you pronounce that. And then when he was done with his mission in Portugal, I actually went to Portugal, to Lisboa, and when he was released, and I actually hung out in Lisbon, as some people say, for like a week, and we also went up to Sintra, and then I've been to Europe quite a few times, but usually not to Portugal. I only went to Portugal once, and but on that trip I also went to Spain. I spent some time in Alicante. Anyway, I've since I since I learned travel phrase book Portuguese on that trip, and I had this compadre who spent so much time learning Portuguese that I know how to pronounce it pretty well. I just don't have a very large vocabulary. But I could probably work it. I could be Portuguese, I think, especially if I'm dressed like this. Anyways, yeah, I also I can also play, like Led Zeppelin. I just did a bunch of Led Zeppelin, and but I can do this whole bossa nova now. Which, oh, the other thing is, the whole time I was growing up in Cupertino, I was in the jazz band and I played the trombone, and yeah, I think it was every year. It was like 4 years of learning how to play jazz on the trombone, and bossa nova was considered like, well, if you can play that, I mean, that is just the most complicated music anyone has ever played. The reason why it's so complicated, or it's perceived as being so complicated, is because the chords that were the samba chords that were originally devised, and all the samba chord progressions that were originally devised by the Bahians, and then later became popular in Rio de Janeiro, and especially in the 1950s, samba was like super popular amongst like the bourgeois people. I don't know how else to say it, in Rio de Janeiro. So that is why I play this music, and I feel totally comfortable playing it. It's not a well-known thing, but it's just kind of a little niche for someone like me to play some Latin music, because normally they'd say, well, who is this guy? How could he play any Mexican music? Like, I can't play Mexican music. I'm a gringo, So, but I can play Portuguese music. I mean, it's part of it's a very, very deep part of the culture, and my culture. In part, like I said, because this woman that was always in our house when I grew up, who was Portuguese. But anyway, I think maybe I'll actually learn how to speak it pretty soon. Why not? It's a fun language. I think it sounds just as good, or even better, as far as Latin languages go. I think it's even cooler than like French or Spanish. I think Portuguese is probably, perhaps, and it's maybe just because it goes along with bossa nova, which is like the most complicated music. It's a very cool sounding language. So I'm actually, instead of like we have some Latin ancestry. I mean, I have a little bit of like French ancestry, but instead of singing in French, I'd rather sing in Portuguese. I'm from California. Okay. Anyway, here we go. What is this? Agua de beber. Yeah. Diba do da ba diba da ba da ba diba do da diba da ba da ba diba do da 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 diba do ba diba da ba da ba diba do ba diba da ba da ba diba do ba. Es que amamas tiva medo, es que salva meu coração, mas só amor sabe o segredo. O medo pode matar o seu coração. Água de beber, camarada. Água de beber, camarada. Diba-do-bop, ba-di-ba-da-ba-da. Dee-ba-da-ba-da-ba, dee-ba-doo-bop, ba-dee-ba-da-ba-da-ba, dee-ba-doo-bop, da-yoo-da, da-yoo-da. Es nunca fez coisa tal certa entre paz colado perdão. A minha casa viva aberta, abres todas as portas do coração. Água de beber, camarada. Água de beber, camarada. Água de beber, camarada. Dee-ba-doo-bop, ba-dee-ba-da-ba-da-bop, dee-ba-doo-bop, da-dee-ba-da-ba-da-bop, dee-ba-doo-bop, da-yoo-da, da-yoo-da. Anyway, so I could just go on for hours and days about bossa nova music, but when Joao and Arstrud came to L.A. and I think that there was like a love triangle there. Like she ran off with Stan Getz, the sax player, but the bossa nova music became this international craze, and all the jazz artists who were still alive, I mean, from the golden age of jazz, like in the 40s and 50s, they all started playing it because it was all this whole collection of chord progressions that nobody had heard before, because it was just people who lived in Bahia or people who were familiar with samba who had heard these chord progressions before. They were really unusual. So all the jazz musicians in LA started playing, and especially all the session musicians, like the people you heard on like early or like mid-period Beach Boys, you know, what they call the Wrecking Crew. They started playing bossa nova chord progressions all the time, and particularly on like children's TV shows like Sesame Street. They had like the bossa nova chord progressions sound like children's TV in the 1960s. And so that would be like what people would associate it with, but it was actually music from Bahia that was like over a period of like 200 years, my understanding. Anyway, that is really all I can think to say right now. So that's a lot more words than you've heard from me in a while, I think. But yeah, if I start rambling, I could ramble on for far too long. Okay, all the best to you all out in YouTube land. Okay, ciao. Bim bom, bim bom, bim bom, bim bom, bim bom, bom bom, bim 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 bom. Isso me baiao, ano me nada now. Bim bom, 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 bim bom. Voce tiente un repe in oscuro, deterrendo no perché miste quanto isso. E sul do rio voce para segura tudo. Uma banda está tocando Dixie 4 vezes. Voce se siente uomo quando uve a musicu tocar. Demogore e voce entrar, mas não ve muitos rostros. Saindo da chuva, eles ouvem o jazz rolar. Competição em outros lugares. Uma mas as cornetas estão tocando essa som. Lá no sul, cidade de Londres. Mas que nada, sai de minha frente e eu pensar. Paz o samba, este ânimo o que eu quero que samba. Esta samba de misto de macatu. E samba de preto velho, samba de preto tu. Mas que nada, samba como esse tal ligar. Você não vai querer, e do changue no final. Oh, Oh, ah, oh, opa, opa, opa. Mas que nada se de minha frente eu passar. Paz o samba, esta anime o que eu a samba. Esta samba é misto de macatu. E samba de preto velho, samba de preto tu. Mas que nada, uma samba que eu está legal. Você não vai querer e do changue no final. Oh, aria, oh, opa, opa, opa. Oh. Opa, opa, opa. Opa, opa, opa. Opa, opa, opa. So danço samba. Vai, 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 vai. So danço samba, vai. So danço samba, vai, 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 vai. So danço samba, vai. So dance o triste da me. Mas não sei, mas cansei de calypso se cha-cha-cha. So danço samba, vai, 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 vai. So danço samba, vai. I will walk the earth now, swim in 7 seas to find my true love. I know no matter where tonight to find her, come what may, to be near her and hear her voice, to behold her and feel her touch, to be for the love of my true love, I pray. Laia Ladaya Sabadana Ave Maria, Lava Ladaya Sabadana Ave Maria. Oh, meu santo protector, Trego a me amor. Lava la dia sabada Ave Maria. Lava la dia sabada Ave Maria. O se maga ora sal. Me vezes cantarei. Lava la dia sabada Ave Maria. Lava la dia sabadana Ave Maria. I will walk the earth now, swim in 7 seas to find my true love. I know no matter where tonight to find her, come what may, to be near her and hear her voice, to behold her and feel her touch, for the love of my true love, I pray. Lava la dia sabadan Ave Maria. Lava la dia sabadan Ave Maria. Voce secur amor, nunca di coisa assim. E pois oi non paro, mas oi o sempre mim. Se voltar voi atrás, vou perder, vou falar, vou dizer que amor. Fafino Prada, olá, oh como verão, quente coração, salte de repente para ver a menina que vem. Ela vem sempre tem, esse mais no alar. E vai ver tem de ser, nunca tem que mamar. Haja sim, de que sim, jeg conceder spar. Não parei nem dormir. Se pensará emlada peso. Mas noche na vem. Deixa tal fala só, digo ao sei, mas vou cá vem. Você que amor, nunca de coisa assim. E pois eu nem paro, mas só eu sei pra rim. Se voltar, vou atrás, vou perder, vou falar, vou dizer que amar. Fafina Prada, olá. Quem, oh como verão, quente coração. Salte de repente para ver a mina que vem. Ela vem sempre tem, esse moi no alar. E vai ver tem de ser, nunca de que mamar. Haja sim, diz que sim, já can ser de aspar. Não para e não dormir. Se pensa dem de la peso, mas voce na vem. Dichental fala só, diga su, mas voca vem. Cantore Yamancha Zava Mela Indeola Ondodoma Yemelea Yala Yemelea Cantore Yamancha Zava Mela Indeola Ondaduma Alvaina mai doma 'Twas so I say one more. Sua ben salvem de dag. Eu de du am flow. Eu du flow. Eu du flow. Zave zava. Mele mela. Indeola. Ondadoma. Ye mele ya riara. Ye mele yara. Ye mele ya riara. Cantore ya mancha. Cantore ya mancha. Cantore ya mancha. Zave zava, mele mela, indeola, ontaduma, ye mele yariara, ye mele yara, ye mele yariara, cantore ya mancha. Ye mele yariara, ye mele yara, ye mele yariara, cantore ya mancha, cantore ya mancha, cantore ya mancha. Bop, body ba da ba da ba, dee ba do bop, body ba da ba da ba, dee ba do bop, da you da, dee ba do bop, body ba da ba da ba, dee ba do bop, body ba da ba da ba, dee ba do bop, da you da. Es qui amam estive medo, es qui salva me o coração, o mas amor sabe o segredo. Medo pode mutar seu coração. Água de beber, câmara. Água de beber, câmara. Diba do bop. Da di ba da ba da ba di ba do bop, ba di ba da ba da ba di ba do bop, da you da. Es nunca fez coisa tal certa, não sei pela escola do perdão. A minha coisa viva aberta, abri todas as portas do coração. Água de beber, câmara. Água de beber. Água de beber, câmera. Água de beber. Água de beber, câmera. Diba do bop. Da di ba da ba da ba di ba do bop. ba dee ba da ba da ba dee ba doo ba da you da da you da. Manhattan bonita Manhattan, ma vida una vocação, cantado soy tú solos, taurizo tus maus, pues dejaban dia gras. So dança samba, vai, 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 vai. So dança samba, vai. So dança samba, vai, 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 vai. So dança samba, vai. Se a dança sei o twisto te de man, mas não sei, mas cansei do calypso se cha-cha-cha. So dança samba, vai, 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 vai. So dança samba, vai. So dança samba, vai, 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 vai. So dança samba, vai. I will walk the earth now, swimming 7 seas to find my true love. I know no matter where tonight to find her, come what may, to be near her and hear her voice, to behold her and feel her touch, for the love of my true love, I pray. Laia Dia Sabadana Ave Maria, Laia Dia Sabadana Ave Maria, O meo santo protector, Togo o meo amor. Laia Dia Sabadana Ave Maria, Laia Dia Sabadana Ave Maria, O se prago oração, mil vezes cantarei. Laia Dia Sabadana Ave Maria, Laia Dia Sabadana Ave Maria, I will walk the earth now, to swim in 7 seas to find my true love. I know no matter where tonight to find her, come what may, to be near her and hear her voice, to behold her and feel her touch, for the love of my true love, I pray.